Broadcom shares moving higher again today, right now up about 3 1/3% after its post-earnings pop last week. Joe, coming over to you. You own Broadcom.
Following through once again. Listen, I am somewhat surprised by this. I had said last week that the expectations were very high. I felt as though the stock looked a little bit exhausted, but certainly as a shareholder, you're happy to see this type of performance. I do think one thing fundamentally that is going on underneath the surface is it's very clear that OpenAI is diversifying its exposure. That doesn't mean it's entirely detrimental to NVIDIA, but its spending is going to other places. Hock Tan had spoken previously about a $10 billion order. We're learning now that probably that $10 billion order is coming from, quote unquote, new customer. That new customer most likely is going to be OpenAI.
Yeah, it's according to reports. By the way, you said you're a shareholder of Broadcom, obviously. You're also a shareholder of NVIDIA. We're going to show the one-month chart of both of these stocks. You're going to see a very clear inflection point between the two stocks over this last month. NVIDIA is down almost 7%, and you saw Broadcom's performance up over 13.5%. When you look at these two stocks, the inflection point right there is earnings. You can see where the Broadcom earnings are. You see Broadcom move significantly up to the upside. Are you concerned at all that NVIDIA is losing its moat? Are you concerned at all about a pullback? We talked about this last week, maybe a 20% pullback that you might see every quarter. That would certainly disrupt your portfolio, at least. I mean, just because of the weighting of NVIDIA. Joe?
Yeah, I mean, look, volatility presents opportunity. It's not risk. So it's a short-term displacement unless caused by something that's real fundamental. As you point out, this has happened every quarter over the last year with NVIDIA. They beat, they meet, they beat, and then the stock trades down because so many else come in, raise their price target, talk about a major beat, so it's a sell in the news, they bought it in advance. There's just so much going on, so many cross currents. We don't know what's happening with China, right? One day it's on, one day it's off in terms of the H20 chip, and that's a big part of their business. So will they get that resolved? That's the big question. If not, when you hear Jensen Huang talk, there's an insatiable appetite for their chips, for Blackwell, now the next generation Blackwell, that they can't even meet in the U.S. So I'm not worried about NVIDIA. Given its growth rate, sure, it's expensive, but given its growth rate, the peg is not overly out of sight. Broadcom, on the other hand, I think Broadcom is too expensive. And I don't think they're going to take over NVIDIA anytime soon. But for less advanced chips that people want, it's a good alternative.